Hey, what's up? I'm Pat, and this is Real Talk Out of the Closet. Um, Today's video is going to be about things I endured and struggled with um, growing up in a society where I didn't feel I was accepted. Um, I don't like to have my videos scripted, but I do have a tablet with some side notes written down on it, just because I know that this is going to be an emotional video for me, and um, I want to be able to keep my place where I was, okay? Um, so I want to begin. I've stated in little tidbits in other videos a little bit about myself, and one of the statements I made was that I've known from a very young age that I was different, but didn't know how. I mean, I could think of a couple instances. I was a tomboy when I was little, very tomboyish. I mean, I played with guns, played cowboys and Indians, rather wanted to hang out with the boys more than the girls. Um, when my friends played with Barbies, I always wanted to be Ken, okay? But one thing that really stands out in my mind, is when I was about 7 or 8. My mom called me home from a friend's house and told me that she was going to put my sister in dance class and asked me if I wanted to join dance class also. And my response was, no, dance is for girls. Um, I mean, I knew I was a little girl, but I did all the boy things, okay? And to me, dancing was for girls. Um, I did end up going to dance class, and I ended up loving it. Um, Honestly, I really wish I would have stuck with it a little longer than I did. But anyways, that is some of the little things that from there I started realizing a little bit more that I was different. But it wasn't until my preteens and my teens that I started really knowing I was different, and but still couldn't explain why. Okay. I know I've said before that in the early 80s, which was my preteens, um, was when Billie Jean King came out, um, that she was a lesbian, and that was when I knew and started hearing things about um, that these people existed. There was other people like me. You know, I understood more that women did like women, men did like men. Okay, um, and to this day, Jean King is. I really look up to her. She's my hero, in a way. Um, but anyways, that was when things started coming together, but falling apart all at the same time. I now had a definition to put with how I felt, but then was realizing that it wasn't something that was okay or normal to society, okay? I started hearing derogatory remarks, such as gross faggot, um, nasty dyke, carpet muncher, um, fudge packer, weirdo, freak, um, you're a sick, disgusting sinner, things like that. And, um, you're going to hell, and not just from society, but within my own family and some of those in my own inner circle of friends as well. Um, Now, I gotta say, my family wasn't particularly religious per se. I mean, we didn't go to church every Sunday. Um, we didn't do Bible study. Um, but we did believe in the Bible, and we believed in God. And to be honest with you, the thought of going to hell was just horrible to me. Horrible. Um, Now, if you're a heterosexual person, imagine if you can, um, how hard it is as a normal teenager coming of age trying to um, find yourself and fit in and figure out your place in society. Um, Now, take that uncertainty and anxiety and multiply it by like 100 times, because that's what it's like to be a lesbian or a gay man or a bisexual person or a transgender person or anybody else that feels they're different compared to society standards. We're not only dealing with our everyday issues of trying to figure out who we are and going through puberty, but now we have to deal with the fact that according to society, what we feel isn't normal. Okay? Who are you to say what's normal? It's just, it's, um, it's hard. You feel, um, you have no real place, not only in society, but in your own family, in your own circle of friends. Um, so you hide within yourself, okay, and you push all your feelings deep down inside and you try to become something you know you're not. Um, you agree with the heterosexual point of view just so nobody suspects, okay? Um, I remember being in high school and, my friends, hanging out at lunch or whatever, and, oh, look at David, he's so cute. Oh, look at Johnny, he's so cute. And feeling like I had to agree with that. Where in actuality, I was hoping nobody around me would notice that I was checking out Sarah walking across the parking lot in her new Calvin Klein jeans. Okay? Um, Having to feel like you have to do something you don't want to do to feel normal and fit in and be accepted, it's very soul crushing. It takes everything out of you. Okay? Um, Feeling like you had to date boys, so when you wanted to hang out with your best friend and her boyfriend, you didn't feel like a third wheel. Um, feeling like you had to date boys because you couldn't ask Jenny to the Sadie Hawkins dance, but you wanted to go. There were so many weekends growing up as a teenager that I made the choice to stay home and be alone rather than to have to go out and pretend. And these are the years that I should have been enjoying with my friends and hanging out with my friends and expressing who I was. But instead, I was having to hide it. You know, I had to push it deep down inside every day. Okay. And, I remember at 15 or 16, somewhere around there, and I should have looked it up because I don't even remember their names or anything, but I do specifically remember that there was two women that adopted a child here in California, and the criticism and ridicule that they had to endure just because they wanted to share their love with another human being. Okay? Just because they were two people of the same sex that wanted to share their love with another human being. Okay? It just blew my mind, but it crushed me at the same time because I always knew that I wanted to be a mother. I always knew that I wanted to have children. But I remember after seeing that, thinking, but if I'm a lesbian, how am I going to have children? So I buried my desires for women or girls at the time deep, deep down inside me. I struggled every day to be a straight girl when I knew I wasn't. I silently cried at night. Can you imagine going through your day pretending to be something that you weren't? And then when you lay your head down at night, you have all these thoughts and desires and needs running through your head. But you gotta push them out. I wrote a lot of poetry about my desires. I wrote a lot of poetry about feeling alone. Even when I was surrounded by people, I felt alone. A lot of times I wrote poetry about wanting to just end it all so I didn't hurt no more. I got tired of the struggles and fighting the demons within inside me. Because nobody thought I was normal. So I couldn't be me. A friend of mine, one time I lived with her and her parents for a short period, and She found one of my poems um, about wanting to end my life and confronted me, and I had to lie. It's not about me. It was just some words that came in my head, so I wrote them down. It wasn't about me. Um, but she was so concerned with it, she took it to her mom, and later that evening, her mom confronted me, and I didn't really come out to her per se, but I hinted around, um, hoping that she would have something to say to me to make me feel better. But she didn't. I don't know if she didn't get my hints, or if she just didn't know what to say, didn't agree. I don't know. Um, but it's hard. Um, the hurt and anger that I felt in the pit of my stomach every time I would hear somebody say how disgusting it was for a woman to be attracted to another woman and want to have sex with another woman, um, and wanting so hard to say something, but not. I just had the screams in my head. Fuck you! That's me! Fuck you! You don't know what I'm going through! But I kept silent. Just the screams in my head. Silence from my mouth. Sometimes the anguish and anxiety that I would feel if I was in a room somewhere with friends and a girl that I was attracted to would come in. Um, it would just kill me because I couldn't say nothing. Because I had to be a straight girl. The fear that I felt in those situations, fear of being teased, um, fear of being outcasted from my circle, or even worse, fear of being beaten up. It just is devastating, and absolutely devastating to have to feel like you have to hide who you are. But I did it. On a daily basis, I was a straight girl. Okay, I even sometimes joined in on making fun of me or people that were like me, but I knew it was me, and I made fun of me just to fit in. Um, like I said, I dated boys to look like a straight girl. Even made out with boys. But unbeknownst to them, in my mind, I was making out with either the girl I had a crush on at the time, or maybe one of the girls that I did have my little experimentations with, um, or an actress that I had a crush on. Um, there was always somebody. It wasn't them that I was making out with. Um, but when it would get close to the point of actually having intercourse, I cut it off. because I knew there was no way that in my mind I could pretend that I was making out with a girl when I had a penis thrusting in and out of me, okay? Um, and that feeling is just devastating. And then that made things even worse for me, because then I got labeled a tease by the boys. Um, and my friends would ask me, well, why won't you give up your virginity? So then I'd have to make up excuses. Oh, well, I'm waiting till I get married, or, oh, he's just not the right one for me, or, there was always an excuse, but I had to make up excuses. Um, Growing up in the time that I did, um, we didn't have LGBTQ outlets. We didn't have places that we could go and be with people that understood us and could help us understand ourselves. We didn't have the internet where we could get on and search different hotlines of communities that are out there as an outreach. Um, we didn't have specific LGBTQ suicide hotlines. Okay. I, for one, am so grateful that the youth for today, um, even people of my generation and above, we have there's a group out there called SAGE, I believe it is, that we can reach out to. I think that's a necessary thing, because I know that there's people from generations before mine, and there's a lot of generations after me that struggle with this. And I'm just glad that there's something out there. Okay. Um, if you happen to be a heterosexual person and you're watching this, I hope you learned something. I hope you learned part of the struggle that we endure. Because honestly, I mean, I know I put a lot out there, but it's really not even the tip of the iceberg. For me to completely explain not only what I went through, but what most LGBTQ people go through would take me hours to make a video, okay? Um, for those of you that don't know who you can reach out to, if you're struggling and need help or need someone to talk to, um, let me give you a few references, and then I'm hoping to maybe even be able to make a video with just these numbers and stuff on it, okay? So, you have the Trevor Project, and I personally have not reached out to them, but I understand from several people that they're really great. So you have the Trevor text start to 678 678. Once again, that's Trevor Text, and you text START, START, to 876-876. Messaging rates might apply on that one, okay? There's also the Trevor Lifeline, and it's free, and there's someone available 24/7, and that is 1-866-488-7386. Again, that number is 1-866-488-7386. Okay. You also have Trevor Chat, which is online, and you go to their portal at the Trevor Project website. Okay, that is also available 24/7 and is also free. And you also have the Trevor Space Trevor Support Center. Okay. Trans Lifeline, okay, Trans Lifeline in the U.S. is 1-877-565-8860. Again, that's Trans Lifeline in the U.S. is 1-877-565-8860. And if you're out of Canada, it is 1-877-330-6366. Again, Trans Lifeline out of Canada is 1-877-330-6366. Okay. I really hope this video has explained a little bit of what we all go through. And if you're going through this, know that you're not alone. Okay? Please don't feel alone. If you don't want to contact one of these other places, drop me a message, okay? And I really appreciate any comments. And please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Until next time.